Trevor Plouffe, it's good to see you.
My man, C Rose.
You went knit cap on me today. You all right?
I didn't have a chance to change after my workout, so
Oh,
cold in the mornings. I get up at like 5:15. So
that away, tough guy. I still have to do my workout at 10:45. I had to move it because I'm doing a podcast today with Trevor May, which we'll talk about shortly. But man, oh man, it's gonna be brutal. I hate 10:45 workouts. Been up since 6. I'm not allowed to eat until after my workout. That's gonna make me exceptionally grumpy in a few hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you on some kind of, what's the intermittent fasting plan?
Yes, I do the 16-8 program. Can't you tell? I mean, it's really helped a lot.
It works. That does work.
It does work. All right, so let's get to it with the Tuesday edition of baseball today. I want to welcome everybody to the party. Let's start with this. Can we hand out our Tough Guy Award to Junior Valentine, the first base umpire in the Mets-Cardinals game last night, when Sosa's throw, I don't know what happened. I've never seen something like that happen, where the dude gets hit in the face and he's bleeding and he stayed in the game.
It's pretty badass. That's a bad throw, by the way. That's a really errant throw. They say aim small, miss small. That was a big miss right there.
Unreal. But somehow, they checked him out for like 7 to 10 minutes and he stayed in the game. And even Wainwright, the Cardinals starter, said afterward, he's like, that is a tough dude. Like, I'm not so sure I would have stayed in the game. It's not like he threw it from 10 feet away. Threw it from freaking like 100 feet away.
That ball was probably coming in somewhere around like 80 to 85 miles an hour. And he had no idea because he's focused on his job. Gets smoked. I have seen Ron Gardenhire also got hit like that, but this was in BP. Balls are flying everywhere in batting practice. He was looking somewhere, and I believe it was Alexi Casillas smoked him. Same thing, in the ear, cut him, had to get stitches. It's dangerous out there.
Heck yeah, it is. A lot of flying bullets. I'm surprised more of that shit doesn't happen. So, Junior, hope you're hanging in there. Good job. Way to be a tough guy. All right, let's get to it. We have our first playoff team, and it, of course, as everybody predicted at the beginning of the season, the San Francisco Giants, who had their earliest clinch ever last night when they dusted the San Diego Padres. What has surprised you most about the Giants' magical carpet ride?
Well, I would say, Chris, it's the consistency of their level of play. They haven't had 1 month under a 600 winning percentage. Not one freaking month. And in fact, they've even gotten better. In August, it was their highest winning percentage. And then in September, I think they're like 10-2 or something like that. So they just haven't had a bad run of games. They've been over 500 since April 6th. And they've just kept going. And if you watch their playoff odds chart, if you've seen this chart, it's hilarious. Because it starts off very, very low and then just steadily climbs. It is exactly what you want to see. But I think that's what stood out the most to me is the consistency of their play. Even dealing with injuries, dealing with some COVID stuff, they've never had a freaking month with a winning percentage under 600, and that is all you could hope for.
I mean, was there one person who picked them higher than third in their division? No way.
I mean, unless you're like a huge Giants fan. That's about it, right?
But even the Giants fans that I know were like, yeah, you know what? I think we'll be okay. Maybe we'll get 82 or 83 wins in this division, but not with the Dodgers and the Padres. And no, you can't. You can be a Giants fan and root for them and be like, God, but there's no way you expected this magic to come together the way it has. And to me, the biggest shock is that in a game which is seemingly getting younger, we see guys like Vlad and Fernando Tatis Jr. and, Shohei, who's in his mid-20s. They have gotten nearly every significant contribution from the everyday ball player-wise. I'm not talking about pitching because Webb at 24 years old has been great. Everybody is 30 and older. Like Wade at 27, who's come out of nowhere, who had less than 100 career at-bats before this season, he's 27. Like, he's the biggest guy, and Duggar's done some nice stuff too, and he's somewhere in his mid-20s now. But other than that, everybody is over 30. And in a game that's getting younger, to see the guys bounce back the way they have, it's shocking to me.
It's a win for the old guys. I love it. It makes me feel good.
Yeah, it is. And we'll keep talking about him. And I think, yes, what are you pointing at?
I wanted to say we have to shout out Late Night Lamont, best nickname in the game right now.
Yeah.
You've come over and been a force. Thank you,
Yeah.
Twin. Thanks.
Yeah. His ninth inning stats this year are insane. He's hitting like 600 in the ninth inning and pressure situations, whatever the hell that stuff is. But great for the Giants. Keep proving everybody wrong, including yours truly. First 2 months, I was not a part of it. I was like, yep, sell job, sell job, sell job. They're selling. Nope. Really cool.
You did say they were going to sell.
I did. Totally. I said even through the first 6 or 7 weeks that I thought that all those guys were building up their resume and they were going to sell because they weren't going to be able to hang with the Dodgers and the Padres.
Well, they didn't sell. They added, and here we are.
It's great. It's been great.
Love it.
Vlad crushed number 45. So in case you haven't been paying attention, he leads the AL in average. He leads the AL in homers. He's 4 back of Abreu in RBIs. Are we sure that he's not winning the AL MVP?
We're positive. Been Shohei's for a long time, and yes, Vlad deserves all the praise. In fact, there's a couple of different J's that you could talk about. Simeon, one of them. What Vlad is doing is incredible. Worked his ass off literally in the offseason, lost a bunch of weight, and now is, you said, 4 RBIs away from a Triple Crown season.
Mm-hmm.
And as magical as that is, it's only happened 12 other times. I believe all of those guys are Hall of Famers. There's one guy who I wasn't sure of when I looked at the list. What we're seeing with Shohei probably has never really happened. So, it's the Shohei effect. Any other season, Vlad is there. But what Shohei is doing is more magical, more unique than a Triple Crown season. And that's crazy to say that. Even with, he's fallen off a little bit. He's struggled. His last start wasn't great. His batting averages, not where a lot of people like to see, but who cares about that? He has put together a season for the ages, one that will be talked about for the rest of baseball history. So Shohei got the MVP locked up. It sucks for Vlad. I wish there was an auxiliary MVP he could win. But he's going to be around for a long time. It's not going to be his only chance to win MVP. The question I have for you, and as I was prepping for this question, I came across this. Does Ohtani just win the MVP every single year if he goes out and is consistent like this?
It's a great question. So, in my opinion, when we see something for the first time, we're enamored with it. We're so impressed. Excuse me. You got me all choked up on this one. We're so impressed. We're enamored with it. We've never seen it before. But then he has to surpass it by 15 or 20% in order for us to go, oh, my God, he did it again. It's very much that way in other sports. It's why LeBron hasn't won the MVP in a decade in the NBA, because people expect it now, right? It still could be great. And if you took his name away from that stats and put somebody else that hadn't done that before over his stats, their name on it, you'd be like, holy shit, what a remarkable year. Once we see it, for whatever reason, it gets baked into our system. We're like, yeah, okay, we've seen it.
Do you think, even if he leads the league in WAR like he does right now, by a large margin?
Yes, he does.
Still think the unicorn effect will wear off?
I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't, because this is so rare than just being great at your sport. It's almost like being great at 2 sports in one. I just think it is so unlike anything we have ever seen in any sport. And I hope it doesn't. People are tired of Mike Trout. I'm not tired of Mike Trout.
Nobody's tired of Mike Trout.
That's not true. People are tired of Mike Trout because they're like, oh, yeah, Trout did this. You and I might appreciate him to the nth degree, but the average baseball fan is like, oh, okay, yeah, great. I'll tell you this. Can I finish this? I used to cover golf when I first started working at Fox Sports, and it coincided with Tiger's remarkable burst onto the scene and run. I had the chance to cover him when he won 4 straight majors. When he won the 4th straight one over at the Open Championship in St. Andrews, Tom Watson, the Hall of Fame golfer, came off the course, and we're all interviewing him. He said, guys, Tiger Woods is setting the bar so high, not even Tiger Woods will be able to jump over it. And you guys are you're all going to talk bad about him because he's not going to be able to duplicate one day what he is doing today. It's the same sort of question you just asked about Ohtani. And I'm just telling you that's what 2 or 3 years down the line, people are going to say the same thing.
Yeah. And I don't care. There's a big thing in the chat right now about, you got to be on a winning team. Baseball doesn't work that way, dude. It does not work that way. Player can't change a team's fortune.
You don't understand the sport if you think that way.
If Marcus Semien wasn't on Vlad's team wouldn't be in the playoff hunt at all. And by the way, Vlad's team just got in the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
So, not one player, you can't do that.
Yeah. Let's go compare the Angels lineup and the Blue Jays lineup. There is no comparison right now. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Not sure that any team wants to win that second wild card. They're all in Shitsville except for the Cardinals, who had a big win last night in New York. But look into your crystal ball. Who is the crystal ball's over here, bro? Who is the toughest opponent for either the Dodgers, who I think it'll be as the one wild card, or the Giants if they end up slipping?
For a one-gamer, I think it's still the Padres. I think they have the star power, the firepower on offense, and the Dodgers haven't hit well against them all year. I think they have a 190 batting average against, something in the mid-sixes for OPS. It's not like the Dodgers have – I know they just swept them. So, again, we're talking about that. But this is a one-game thing. You got Musgrove. I think Snell, I don't know if he's going to be there.
Right.
That hurts their chances. But I still think it's either them or the Reds, but I would lean Padres, Padres have a better shot of taking out the Dodgers in a one-game playoff. Okay.
I thought about it from a totally different angle. First of all, I think it's going to be the Dodgers. So I went that direction. Number two, who do we talk about is going to start that game for the Dodgers?
Scherzer, who just basically had a perfect game against him.
So if we went that way, I looked at some numbers. It's Philadelphia. Bryce Harper's done okay against his former teammate. Odubel Herrera does well. Two guys that kill Max Scherzer. Your buddy Brad Miller.
Ooh.
And Matt Joyce, who just got activated and has done nothing this year. He's hitting under 100. But for whatever reason, he has owned Max Scherzer. So just in a one-game winner-take-all, the Phillies could trot out the lineup that could be Scherzer's kryptonite.
I get it. And I really want the Phillies to be there. I just don't even see them getting
I don't either. I don't either. I'm just saying that out of all these teams that are in the number 2 wild card stratosphere right now, which is somebody pick it up. Somebody other than the Cardinals, let's pick it up and start running with it a little bit.
It's hard for us to really comprehend that question because we've seen a bunch of games now. We have the data, so we know what teams have done against this, but it's one freaking game.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing about all this. Anything can happen in one game. The Dodgers offense is not exactly tearing it up right now. They could go cold. One run could win the game.
That's why you got to –
It doesn't even – so many things can happen. I hate the one. As a fan, you love it.
I'm going to make a prediction because it'll be either the Dodgers or Giants, and one of them is going to have 100 wins and going to have to play a wild card. If that team loses the one-game wild card, we're going to change it next year. I'm just saying it right now. There's going to be enough bitching and moaning.
We should play an even schedule. Everybody should play everybody. I'm talking AL, NL. Everybody play everybody.
Oh, man. Now you're trying to blow things up.
Why? I am because it's dumb. It's dumb when, like you're saying, we might have 2 100 win teams in one division, and one gets to go and get the series, and then one has to go play a one-game playoff. I happened to the Pirates a lot. They got in that one-game playoff, and they were a really good team. You play 162 games. That's why people love baseball.
True. Hey, real quickly, Jay Howard 8 in the chat says, LOL, we're playing a game of what ifs. Yes, that's what we do here. We love the what if game. Try it at home. It's awesome. It's really a lot of fun. All right. Hey, Seattle won last night. They beat Boston. Yankees had a huge come-from-behind win. Toronto took care of business against the Rays. So the AL wildcard standings as of Tuesday morning, Toronto is the 1. Then you've got Boston and New York tied behind them. And then you've got Seattle 2 back and Oakland 2.5. 1 week from now, what are the AL wildcard standings going to look like?
I know the Jays have been playing balls out. They've been doing it. I think the Yankees end up back. You're talking about 1 week.
1 week.
Yankees end up back on top for the one wild card because they play Baltimore, Cleveland, and Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta get their business. The Jays got to play 2 more against the Rays, then Minnesota, and then the Rays again. That's pretty tough. I know they've been playing baseball, but like sooner or later, the Rays are going to win. They're going to win some ball games because that's what. Red Sox kind of in the middle there on their schedule. I'll say Yankees number 1, and I'll say probably I don't know. Jays 2, but close. Those 2 teams can be tied. It's all going to be within 1 game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got Yankees, Red Sox, Jays, because you talked about the Rays factor. You and I kind of agree on that. That was weird. Yeah. Well, we'll just move on to the last question, which was, look who, Clayton Kershaw back on the mound last night for the first time since early July, and who was there to watch him? None other than new LA Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. But what happened? Did your neighbor not ask you to go to the baseball game with him?
Dude, he can enjoy a night with his wife. My goodness. We're friends, but I'm not his wife.
Yeah, but you played Major League Baseball. He knows that. Like, hey, Plouffe, you want to go hit a Major League Baseball game? Like, this would be awesome. You're not hurt, huh?
I'm not hurt. No one even, knows I played baseball. No one even gives a crap about that. That was decades.
Can you stop for a second? Are you trying to tell me that Matt Stafford doesn't know you played in the major leagues?
Of course he does.
Okay, then that's the only person I care about.
And by the way, don't call him Matt.
That's Matthew. I just said Matthew. Okay.
Gotta say, you can call him Matty S, Matty Staff, Matthew, no Matt, okay? I wish I would have went to the game with him. Would have been awesome, but I get it. He's got a relationship.
I think his relationship with you might be more important.
I did. Every single person was like, why aren't you at the game with him?
Yeah. Yeah. So my point is this. It kind of hurts when somebody doesn't invite you somewhere, doesn't it?
No.
Hmm?
By the way, I was hungover as hell yesterday. There's no chance I wanted to go. He wasn't, drinking tequila and Modelo's all day on Sunday, okay? I was.
That's funny. That is funny. I'm just personally still trying to get over not being invited out that one night in Denver at the All-Star game. But it's fine. I've moved past it. It's now like 2.5 months later. We'll be fine. Anyway, what do you have coming up on JOMBOY Media today?
Sequence coming out today. We actually talk about Mad Max against the Padres and the immaculate ending. I go over just this pitch selection, how nasty he was. Pretty cool breakdown, I think. And then I'm going to record the Wednesday episode of Talking Baseball. It's pre-recorded. Do it today. So I'll be back in the saddle with the boys about a couple hours.
Cool. Okay, so the Glass Now episode is out. Very funny as always. He's very popular in the Rose rotation world. I'm about to tape another episode with Trevor May of the New York Mets. The good news is nothing is going on with the Mets these days. It's been very smooth sailing, no controversy, a lot of boring games played. Wrong. We'll have plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
So that should be good. Also, big shout out. Where did I see this? Where's my man? Somebody said they were joining us watching the show from his high school cafeteria. Oh, I lost you.
This is in school for sure.
Huh? Here you go, Ryan. I'm watching from my school cafeteria. Shout out to you. Go get an extra chocolate milk. Plouffe will pay for it.
Yep.
There you go. All right, dude. We're back at it again on Wednesday. We're running out of time. We got 2.5 weeks left in the baseball season.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is this an off-season thing?
This show?
Yeah.
It's a great question. I got to bring it up with the bosses.
And
I don't know if it's in the budget.
If I don't do it during the offseason, I'm going to miss you a lot. We're going to have to figure something out.
Well, you know what? Why don't we let the chat speak? we'll let America speak. People can leave comments, wherever they intake our programming. If it's just podcast only, that's great. We appreciate it. You can leave whatever review you want and let us know if you want us to keep doing this in the off season. On our YouTube channel, leave it there in the comments. We'll be throwing it out there because I'm available. I don't know about you.
I'm good. I'm a worker, man. If I wasn't available, I'd become available for you.
You're a good man. You're a good man. Have a great, great day. Tell Jimmy and Jake they owe me an email return, by the way. I wrote them an email. I expect one back soon.
I'll let them know.
I appreciate it. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in to Baseball Today.